So, hey, we're back. Now, this is part 2 of our Brotherhood session. We were here with Ramal last week. Hey, Ramal, how you doing?
Good. It is a good day. Thank you for having me here. I'm so appreciative. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. So, it's Thursday, Thriving Thursday. Don't forget to keep moving, okay? We are surviving. Everybody's still working on COVID, trying to make it out, okay, to the other side.
Yes.
We will make it to 2021. We are getting out of this year.
That's right.
And we're going to succeed. Right now, I believe that there are so many things that are being developed. A lot of times, remember this, when there's challenges, when we're facing stuff, that's when ideas come. That's when breakthroughs come. That's when people have miracles and create jobs and create all kinds of new things. Generally, when we're having problems. So don't dismiss this and take this as a hugely bad time. Take this as a time to develop you, to develop the people that are around you, develop your relationships. And if you got a business idea, work on that. Work on getting some funding. Hey, they're giving out some money, hey. Well, anyway, this is Thriving Thursday. So remember, don't forget, don't just survive, thrive. Okay? Well, I don't want to take too much more time. I want to jump right back into our conversation. Now, Ramal, the last time that we were together, we talked about the importance of brotherhood. Now, what I want to talk about is how do you build relationships with men? Because I know there's a lot of times, like I said last time, we become really, really isolated. And sometimes people just don't know how to step out. And sometimes it can be a little weird to be like, hey, bro, I want to do so.
My dog is going off. She's enjoying this conversation.
Okay. So in a world that it's a little creepy for you to be like, hey, bro, dude, I want to be your friend. Like, how do you build those relationships with other people?
Oh man, just meeting people where they are. Just getting to know a person where they are and who they are, and basically everything that just who they are, the situation where they are in the moment, and me just literally getting to know. I don't know your name, I don't know your mama, I don't know your family, so like let me just start there and build a relationship and just getting to know you, and then I think that's what most men appreciate about in our relationship is the authenticity of our relationship. I'm not trying to sell you nothing. I'm not trying to convert you to anything. I'm just literally, because people get upset that you just don't know me. You don't know who I am. So once I have that opportunity to speak life into you or speak word and wisdom, correction to you, I know you. You know what I mean? And I think that's the best approach just with people in general. Just like, hey, I may be on drugs, I may be hiding something, I maybe have done something in my past. Like, I don't, all of that, we all deal with that. But like, I want to know who you are. And so I think it's valuable that you just build a relationship and the best way, speak life to somebody's sphere of influence to where you, just like Marcus, like I didn't know him from, Adam, but like once he came in and once he gave his sermon, I was like, dude, that's a book. You know what I'm saying? And so if I just approach you and say, hey man, you're an author, I'm not coming off saying, hey, well, you did this wrong. It's always a positive introduction into people, and it's authentic, it's real. So that's my approach with men.
That's legit, man. I really like that. You said that you weren't trying to sell anybody anything, but you came and you were authentic, and you said something about speaking into someone's life.
Yeah, and even when I meet a homeless person, like I don't know your past, I don't know what you went through, so it's just like, hey, what do you need in this moment? Like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to communicate? And if I can do that with the least of them, then I can do it with the greater them. So it's just like I test out everything on the streets to see what works.
Yeah, I love that. I remember um, just trying to meet new people, and it was always a gimmick. I'm trying to convert you to
Mhm.
something, or how do you think
Mhm.
people feel about being converted or sold to?
Man, I don't like to be sold. I don't like to be a number. I don't like to be like tricked. Like, hey, well, come over here. All right, well, we would like to welcome you to to this new product. And it's like, man, just tell me up front, man. And
Yeah,
I've been in situations to where I've been sold, and I never get a call back. Like, you don't check on me. You don't
yeah,
it's just I was just a number to you, and it's just like I don't like being treated like that, and so I take what I don't like. I'm sure other people don't like to be treated like you get sold on something, and they just never call you, check on you, see how you doing. So it's like that's not authentic. That's not real, And so I just I look at it as I've strategically learned sales strategies, but I'm not selling products. I want to know how to connect with you best so that I eventually you can find God for yourself, not me. Like, it's not a notch on my belt to say, oh, I got another one saved today. Like, no, the Bible says some plant, some water, but it's God that gets the increase. So it doesn't say, you do all three. It's just like, hey, if your time is to plant, your time is to water. I just look at both of those as like either I'm planting or I'm watering. In the end, it said God gets the increase,
yeah,
not Ramal.
yeah,
So I need to learn how to plant and I need to learn how to water. That's all I need to do. And God is the one that gets the notch on his belt. So
nice.
it's just the best approach. And at the end of the day, God is not gonna be like, you know, it wasn't on me. It was on Jesus to do the work. But at the same time, he needs a laborer to connect with people. If they choose to just follow me on social media, cool. Or if I see him in person, cool. But I know that I'm. God said that he'll favor you with God and man. So that's all I want. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because
yeah,
I got ideas and plans. So
yeah. That's
yeah.
really good.
Hmm.
Do you feel like, because I think a lot of times, I don't know, men talk about this, but do guys like, I don't know, like, do you guys like talking up, like hearing from each other every now and again?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. We appreciate just a call or a text every now and again just to see how we're doing. But man, we don't talk like that. Oh, how was your day? And then I had coffee and all. Like, nah, it's just we like, you all right? Yup, I'm good. All right, man. I'll talk to you later. But all right, and that's our conversation. You know what I'm saying? We're not detailed type of people. We get the basics. You good? You breathing? You healthy? All right, good job. And so that's how we communicate with one another. But I think that we need more, deeper communication, conversation, as far as just like us talking about the deeper issues. And most men don't have people that they can talk about the deeper issues, and that's a journey that you have to go on yourself, and finding a person that you can trust, that that'll pray for you and won't spread it out, but that will support you. So um, yeah, I think it's important that men do have community as well. Even if it's basketball, pool, whatever your hobby is, there's somebody out there for you to just be transparent with, and it's more freedom, in that, and just having somebody you can just tell them what's going on.
Yeah. Well, let me ask
Mhm.
you this. I know Marcus was on and he was talking about male vulnerability and just kind of what his journey was like to get there. You said
Mhm.
it's a journey. Do you think that like vulnerability can be taught in young men to where they open up earlier, or do you think that there's something that as a man you have to just kind of search out?
No, I think vulnerability can be taught at a young age. You know, I I was actually vulnerable at a young age to where I communicated some things and I didn't realize I know it, but I was just around. For me, I grew up around women. So like my mother, she had her girlfriends, she had her friends, and all of that stuff to where she kicked it. So I was around that you know emotional type of community that talked about issues and things like that, and that's what I found in women. And my dad really wasn't someone that really talked about issues too much. And so I didn't get it from his side necessarily. I got it from more from my mother's side, to where I talked about, different issues and things that we went through. We went through our ups and downs, and to communicate. And so my thing was to, um, to be open about, all of our situations and what we have going on in life. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's been my situation.
So do you feel like you tell your kids that that they have to be open? Do you train your son to do the same thing? To be open? Do you
Yeah.
have conversations with him?
Yes, absolutely. You know, for my son to be open now, every kid has that one parent that they are open with,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
for us, my kids are open with my wife. Like, they're not as open with. They see me as dad, like as the stern one in some cases, but they'll go be open with Sharice about everything, and she can tell me, what they said,
yeah,
and so I allow that. I allow that natural ability, and trust and communication to be that bridge to where they can talk to her about the deeper things.
yeah,
Um, and just respect them where they are, But at the same time, knowing that the pairing in between the two of us, one of them they'll talk to, it's just embrace it and support it and be like, hey, talk to your mom more about, and then share some things with my wife, like how I feel about the situation, since they don't want to be open with me, and maybe she can communicate that to them. So just playing it off of the parenting, role as well, and who they feel comfortable with being open with, and just respecting that and supporting that is key.
yeah. I think that's true because I know with my sons, my oldest is more open with me. My
Hmm.
middle son is more open with his dad, and then the youngest one is just kind of open with the both of us, depending on how random. I mean, his openness is random. Like,
Yeah.
oh, what'd you say? Like, okay. So it just depends on who he's around and what his mood's like. But we have created that, and I appreciate the fact that that's something that you celebrate, and encourage and
Yeah.
support.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think it is necessary for our young men coming up to have that. I think that's something that they had that we didn't necessarily have. It took us a little bit to get that because our parents didn't necessarily have a lot of
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of things
We
unspoken.
And that's what we're covering. Like, even as millennials, we have to find our own way now. Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't given to us. We literally have to search this thing out and see what works.
yeah, yeah. I did like the part about when you said the thing about having to build your own systems because for us there was nothing that we could really trust in, just at all.
Yeah.
And building community, what are some ways that you because you said that you're working out in the community, you DJ and you do some other things. What are some things that you have done in your past to bring men together and really kind of help them to open up and build that brotherhood?
So one thing that we did, we brought it to a point to where we had men come in, and we actually brought youth and we had them sit face to face and actually talk, about the issue. Actually ask questions. That's what it was. We actually had the youth ask questions about being a man, and open the platform for them to see. And so some kids asked about certain issues, talking about dad not being in the house and how do I be a father if I don't have an example. So we built bridges like that. We are always doing these festivals, community festivals, and having these different men that are vendors and doing certain things and connecting with people. And there's also a program that we're launching coming up this school year, where we are actually having people that have a business within the community to come out and teach kids how to do a particular job. So
Oh, yeah.
building a bridge, yeah, building a bridge outside of just the norm, and giving men a platform to speak and to talk. Like, I think now more than ever, like, black men see how important it is, their role in life, and their purpose, is to pour into other young men. Take care of your family first, but and love God, but pour into these young men to help them not to make the same mistake.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, I can see obvious. I can see that it's obvious that you don't just you're not really focused just on your family. You're focused on reaching out. You're focused on helping. Um,
hmm
what are there any success stories that you've seen from not just staying in in your immediate family, but branching out? What are some success stories that you've experienced?
oh man, yeah. So the success stories are there with the juice. There have been 3 to 4 kids that have tried to commit suicide,
Wow,
and we've been able to help those youth not only see the importance of their life, in the immediate, but to now they're focused on going to college. They're focused on thriving and building relationships and having a girlfriend or having a boyfriend, and just really enjoying life. Um, and to see the challenge, there will be challenges in life, but it's always going to be challenges. How do you overcome, that process? And so now those 3 kids are all thriving in, either the music industry, just college, or just life in general. And now we're successfully able to help them to, live their life. Um, to where it's more in a productive and conducive way in the community. So yeah,
wow,
that's
phenomenal.
one of them. Uh-huh. Yeah, so we saving lives over here. We
Yeah,
trying to, you know.
that's
hmm
really awesome. I love that.
So we just were there as a support. We sent money. We sent and tried to help with whatever we could, in the moment. But literally trying to get like therapists to help these kids and helping knowing what words to say and helping them to cope through that. But we helped. And one of my students, she got married soon as she graduated and got, has a baby, and her husband is in the military. So some choose the life that they want at a young age, and so it's just we're there to support them literally through, we try to give them the guidance, but at the end of the day, they make their own decisions. If they want to go left or right, we support them through those decisions, we pray for them. And, at the end of the day, it's God that's going to do the work in their life regardless.
I said, did you
You know?
have any um, friends or brothers or men that like supported you to get you to where you are today?
Oh, yeah, man. My dad, my brother, my homeboys from, my neighborhood, they've been like brothers for me, to me. My dad, just instilling so much discipline into me and just showing me that this world don't care about you. It's just like he was straight up. This world don't care about you. So you keep your head on straight. So he taught me real things like that to really make me think like, okay, well, so I got to get out here and work with other people. So, and my brother, he introduced me to so much. He's an artist. He loves hip. He introduced me to hip hop and just life in general. Um, and then my friends, we was all we. Now I was bad when I was.
Everybody has an
I was pretty
overcome story, right?
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah. But through that, my brother's still, I was still there, and they helped me through a lot, of what I went through, and we're still brothers today. Like no matter how long we ain't talked to one another, once we catch up, it's just like we just brothers. So and they did, they sold drugs, they sold some other things, but I knew to walk away, and I didn't even have to worry about snitching on nobody. So I just walked completely away. So I was
yeah,
just like,
yeah,
we still boys to this day. So I just knew to walk away.
yeah. That's good.
you know,
Do you feel like, because I think
yeah.
a lot of times people, and this is some difficulty that I know that people that I know have had, if people don't believe the same and people don't do the same things or people have, do you feel like it's your responsibility to tell people what they need to do and how they need to live their lives? And
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think it's my responsibility to tell people how they should live their life. I can give suggestions. I can help you along the way for a better decision in the moment. But overall, like that's up to God, and that's up to Him to really do the work. I don't micromanage people. I refuse to. I don't even have time to do that to people. So I just, in that moment, if I see something, I say something, and if you're under my like influence in any way, like just try to help to correct it. And if I can't be the person to do it, I get another voice to say the thing. Maybe me need to be a third party person to say something to them so that they can understand it. That it just may be the way that I may be communicating something that you don't understand. So, or I see something that can help you. But my approach in helping people and for them to trust me is to help you to get small wins. If I can help you to get a small win, I know that I got a ear. I got your ear. And
Yeah.
so that's what I just continue to completely do is just to help you to get small wins. Once you see that I'm helping you to get small wins, then I got a better voice to be like, all right, man, you shouldn't do that. And then they listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
being there, like as a support for your brothers or the guys that you grew up with, have you seen change happen in their lives from your consistency?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. One of my friends like one of my best friend, he went to jail, he sold drugs and some other things and I helped to support his girlfriend while he was in, for a little while, and his kids for a little while. And now he's out of jail, he's married, he's, a great father working, a job and taking care of his family. It's just sometimes people grow, faster than some others. They realize some things, and so it's just just always being there for people through. And I intentionally go for people while they are in their valleys. Like I intentionally to show you that I care. Like I don't wait for the highs, but I wait for the lows so that I can be more of someone in your circle that that cares. You know what I'm saying? So riding up high is always a fun part, but being with people in their lows is like people tend to move away. You know what I'm saying? And not really help. But eventually, you're gonna get back to your high. You know. So it's just like I respect you, and I wait for your low to help you,
That's
and
really good.
you got a friend for life.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
really, really good. Because I had just
Yeah.
posted a question a couple of days ago that said, why do people back away in difficulty? Why do people move
Hmm.
away instead of leaning in and embracing? They pull back. Why do you think that is?
Hmm. Because some people are not doing it for the person to the right or left of them. Some people are just doing it for themselves,
Mm,
and doing it for the person that's to the right or left of you. This is so much power, but even God said that there's number in power. I mean, there's power in numbers, right? So where the two are gathered, so it's just like, okay, well, I want to use your power. I don't want to just use my power, but I want to use your power. I don't fully understand how you operate, God, but like, just let me just be in the vicinity in the area so that I could potentially say a word. I may not have a word. I may just sometimes people just want you to be there. You know what I'm saying? Just to be around. And with that, like that's what I've learned through Hallelujah Church is like how to be there for people through their lows and to aim at their lows. And so um just being a representative and just being an ear and just being around, it takes you a long way. It builds a relationship that words can't even speak.
yeah,
So
that's real.
that's you know
Wow.
Mhm.
Being there for the person to the right or to the left of you. Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, 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 and yeah, that's what it was, and I'm had to get back to that. So that's what people don't understand. See, that's what they do in the army and in the Marines. That's why they're so tight as a team is because they fight for the people that's to the right and to the left of them, and not just for themselves. Because it's about the team. We're trying to get the team home. We're trying to get them into a safe space. We got to make sure that everybody is covered and they have what they need going out to war. You know what I'm saying? So the more that you look into and fight for the person to the right and left of you, and you can teach people how to fight to the right and left of them, the stronger your team will be more often. You know what I'm saying? And that's what most men don't get. Like we were at once fighting for the people to the right and left of us, and for the generations to come. And so I think that is something that I've embraced, and I'm loving, and it gives me purpose, and it works for me. So it's just like
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep fighting for people. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Where you are.
Yeah.
So
Man, I
yeah.
love that. I love that. To me, that's such a like God inspired concept.
Mm-hmm.
Because it really is about taking care of each other. It really is about supporting each other. It really is about being there in the valley. It really is about very much about making sure that you're okay so that you can help the person right next to you to grow,
Mm-hmm.
that you can grow together and be on
Exactly.
each other's journey together.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna ask you about this, and then we'll have to wrap it up. But I've enjoyed this conversation,
True.
technical difficulties and all. Um, so, I hear a lot of people say, you know, cut, just cut ties. If somebody's not acting the way that you need them to act, just cut ties, just cut them off. Whatever. What's your perspective on that?
My perspective is, yeah, I do believe in cutting ties with people for a while, for a season, but I know that everyone grows. There's some people that just love staying where they are, but yeah, I do believe in like cutting people off if it's not conducive to where I'm at right in the moment, or where I'm at, developing and building, or if I can't bring something to my mama and daddy or to my community, then it's not for me. And so I do believe I don't believe in just cutting people off for life, but just watching them and see their growth. Like I'll cut you off for a while, watch you on Facebook, see how you doing. Okay, well, they've changed from this thought process, or they changed from doing this or saying this into doing this. Well, it's a start. You know what I'm saying? It's something that's good. And I've caught up with people that used to be bad when they was young, but now as they adults, like they some of the smartest, sharpest people that are out here. So it's just like I give you room to grow. So I don't necessarily just say, "Oh, you done for the rest of life," but if God gives you that grace, like what do I got to do? I got to give you that grace too to grow. We may not be just buddy buddy, but at least I refer business to you, or I can refer if you're doing something that's good, that's authentic and that's real. I can refer people to you, but I may not, want to sign a contract with you. You know what I mean? But um, I still support people, and where they are, and it's just happened too many times over and over again where I've seen the worst of the worst grow to the best of the best. So it's I just got to be patient, and just let God do His work. And at the end of the day, it's all in timing. You know what I mean? And but there have today to this day, some people it's just like you just not for me right now. And you may not even be for me in this lifetime, but you may be for somebody else, in another lifetime. So that way, we still remain friends, and cordial. I can speak to you, and we can just continue to move forward. So that's how I treat and work with people in a way.
Man, I love
Mhm.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
Ramal, we have run out of time.
Oh man, dang it! No, 30 minutes. The
I
room gives
know.
30 minutes.
Look, it seems so short, the hour
Yeah,
long. But it's a great conversation. I think it's
sure.
absolutely necessary. Um, and I'm even considering some other things, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Once we jump off here. But look, guys, we've talked about the importance of brotherhood on the last session. This session, we talked about how to be a brother, what that looks like, and I love this comment: living for the person next to you,
Yes. Yes.
reaching people in their valleys. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh, that is mind blowing.
Oh
So
wow.
next time when we come back, we're going to be talking about brotherhood again. I want to be
Sure.
talking about this topic because I really feel like it's an important need in our male community.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's been great. And I want to remind you, don't forget to thrive. Until next time, see you then. Bye.
Peace. Peace.